Yeah, I got that, Donnie. 1603. Thank you.
Whoops.
Um,
They're not bringing meat right there from the
no.
corral, are they?
Yeah, their prime steaks that they serve are all aged. So
let us explain this place. This place is iconic. I mean, there's actually
it's straight it's straight out of 1968.
Oh yeah. And if you guys want to see pictures of it, go follow us on our social media accounts. At least the Gram. The Gram's got some pictures that I took inside this place. But I mean, it is an iconic, and that's literally the stockyards of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That they've that's a weird area, dude, because that little strip, all those little shops look nice, and literally you get a block off of it, and it is straight hood. I mean, homeless people walking around cussing you just because you're driving down the road. Like, it is crazy, man. But that's a very cool little part of town. I mean,
yeah, it is. And if you guys ever get to the 405 in Oklahoma City, several places to go. You know, obviously you got to hit the Brickyard. The Brickyard is Bricktown. Bricktown's awesome. The Oklahoma City River runs right through the middle of town. That's pretty cool. You need to go to the Murrah Building site.
Yes.
Where they have the Oklahoma City bombing monument.
That's another thing we put on the Gram. Yeah, I made a trip there. Most somber place I've ever set foot on in my life.
Very peaceful.
Yeah, which is ironic.
Yeah,
I mean, but it is. That's a great word for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of kind of healing in a way. I don't know how or why, but it's kind of funny because that building is the building I went to in 1985 to get my military physical in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I spent a little time in that building. And then the hotel that was fairly nearby. You know, it's kind of a funny thing about military people, kids getting ready to go in the military. There's a bunch of you at that station, and you're staying in, 12 or 13 story hotel nearby overnight, and then for some people, you depart there and go in the military. For other people, you depart and go back. I was leaving there to go in the military, as were a lot of people. And apparently, we all thought that we were getting ready to go in the military, and we're probably never going to be able to have sex again. And
you give up all that.
Yeah, you don't even know what to expect going in the military. So, when
were you scared? Did you have a level of fear?
Oh, heck no.
No, too young and stupid.
No, not there. I was involved in a king size bed orgy of people getting.
Oh,
yeah.
You went out with a bang. No pun intended. Well, okay, pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Where was that spunk lube when I needed it? And a Hot Pocket too. I could have used one of those afterwards.
Could have used a box of Hot Pockets.
But yeah, that building was the building I went and took my physical in, and then. Another place that you need to go in Oklahoma City is down to the stockyard.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, well,
go ahead.
So you've ate there, what, a handful of times?
Probably a dozen. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I haven't had the privilege of having a steak there yet, but went in there the other morning with a nice young lady to have breakfast, and had the buffet, which okay, whatever. Amazing food, dude. I mean, amazing food.
You didn't want to get the brains and eggs?
No, I thought about it, dude. I looked through some of that stuff, but I was like, I wanted to just soak up. There was just something that was like, it has that diner, that bar for the diner in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want diner food, man. Like, you can't go to a diner, like very many of them, and get brains and eggs, So let's just go straight diner style. But a conversation was overheard while I was there, and two older gentlemen, and I'm talking. They're 70 years old, mid 70s. Let's just call it that. And they're having a conversation, and the young lady that I'm with is listening to it because they're talking a little loud, and she informs me, and she says that they're talking, and one tells me, well, that one, she's batshit crazy. She's just batshit crazy. He's going on, he's like, but you know what it is about those batshit crazy ones? That's where you get the best sex. But she is batshit crazy. But they're talking, and like these two waitresses are kind of involved in this conversation with them. And I start thinking about, like, as I'm told what's going on over there, I start thinking about, just the state of the world and just how everybody gets so offended by shit. And I'm like, you know what? there's going to be a time in the near future men aren't not. There's no waitress in the world that's going to put up with men talking that way in front of them. I mean, it's going to be the extent. I've lived my entire life wanting to reach that age where I'm old enough I can say anything in front of anybody, and there's nothing anybody's going to say about it. That's not going to happen for me, probably. The extinction of we're looking at the extinction of the dirty old man. That's what's taking place right before our eyes.
No.
You think about these millennials they're serving, there's going to be some millennials that end up being, 45-year-old servers. I'm not going to be able to sit around and talk like that with you because that's going to offend that millennial server, and she's going to have all kinds of shit round up about it. Tell me I'm lying.
No, I'll just bring a portable room that I can stick in my pocket, and if somebody wants to start bitching about it, it'll just say safe place on the end.
That solves all the problems, man.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast today on the way back. It was Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Dale Jr. Download, which is by far my favorite.
It is good. Yeah. You don't even have to be a NASCAR to be great. It's just a good podcast.
It's funny. But they had Brad Keselowski on today, and
oh shit!
I didn't realize this was Dale Jr. gave Brad his shot, just like
I read that until you said that again. I forgot that I had read, but I had read that before.
Yeah, and Brad's sponsor was the U.S. Navy car, and I remember seeing the white and the blue and gold, pretty car. But yeah, it wasn't too long ago that Dale Jr. gave him his shot. And, for whoever hates him or whoever likes him, I don't dislike the guy now. I think since he's had a kid, he has calmed down. He's become
very much so
a good, calculated driver. And you really don't hear him getting in trouble like he used to, where you just run you over just for the sake of running you over.
Even though that was entertaining.
But he said something today on that podcast, which I thought about for a second. I was like, you know what? That's abso-freaking-lutely just about true. Absolutely true. He said you can peg down the election to this and social media. And I was like, what? Social media? What? And he's like, yeah, Facebook seems to have a lot of Republican values going around. And Twitter is just completely full of left wing. And he said Instagram are all those people that voted for Trump but didn't tell anybody they would.
He kind of nailed it.
Yeah, I was like, what? Wait a minute. You know what? He's probably right. I think he's right.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
That's probably why we don't Twitter as much as we used to.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. It is easy to get yourself in a Twitter wreck. Like, you just pull up any politician. I don't care who it is, which side they're on. And just start reading the comments. You are going to read one in the first 20, I guarantee you, that hits a nerve with you, and you feel like you need to say something about it. And before you know it, blink of an eye, you're in a Twitter wreck, and you're probably getting thrown in Twitter jail.
Yep. And then, bam, somebody deletes you. They block you.
That was on Instagram, man.
Yeah.
AOCs can't block me.
Yeah. Wouldn't it, Omar?
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. You're right. It was that on, did we talk about that on the episode we lost?
No, we talked about that.
Was that last week?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, Omar's can't block me.
That's
which, I do kind of wear that as a badge of honor a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, but, you see some of the crap I throw out on Twitter,
Oh, here's the deal with your tweets, dude. There is no, accidentally getting yourself in a Twitter wreck. You pull the pin and throw a Twitter grenade and just watch the carnage when it blows up.
Yeah, that's if anybody responds. So there's some that I throw out there that nobody says anything about whatsoever. And I don't know if they're like, okay, I don't want to argue with this guy.
Well, that's just it, because then you got reinforcement. People may find this hard to believe. We actually can have a very intelligent debate about things. And then we get that going, and God forbid Johnny Simo sees it going on, because here he comes.
Oh, God. It's Mugga Man.
I love it on their show. If you guys don't listen to Todd Orndorff on the podcast with Johnny Simonetti, put it in your life, man. I love that Todd talks about Johnny being a Democrat all the time.
Oh, I know. It just lights
I don't
Johnny
know why
up.
I find that so funny, man, but I do. It cracks me up, man. Like I said, you guys, you got to hear this show. They keep me in stitches, man.
They do the Toddcast. Yeah.
Well, I get the impression that he records and Johnny doesn't always know he's recording because their intros are always super funny.
Yeah, they are. You know, Johnny was like, "You didn't record that, did you?" Well, yeah, sure, I certainly did. And now it's out there for everybody to hear. I didn't know you
Dude,
record
and
that.
I'll give Todd this, man. He's got some of the dopest intro songs of any podcast that I listen to, man. That did record some pretty good tunes, man.
Well, you know, I sat here and thought about it, and I was like, you know, we can have. I've got all the music in the world, and I can even make my own music to open a podcast with and that kind of stuff. And I could even get on Fiverr and get one of those low-voiced, "Welcome to the Tiddy and Shiner Show." But that's not us.
We're not that fancy.
We're not simple. And, you know, if everybody else has got music, okay, I don't want it. When I was riding my motorcycle, I had a V-twin motorcycle. I had a Victory. Loved the crap out of it. Anyways, I'd go out in tank top and shorts and flip-flop. And everybody's like, that's a death wish going out in flip-flops.
Yeah, that's safe. That's real safe.
That's a death wish. No, the death wish is going out without the helmet.
Yeah.
The feet are just general casualties.
Well, in the worst case scenario, you can get some prosthetic feet.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't get a prosthetic head.
Right. So anyways.
I guess you could. Then you're just a mannequin, so it doesn't really matter.
People are like, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Because I think everybody else looks absolutely ridiculous in the leather that they only wear 3 times a year. It's ridiculous.
Not a bit of wear on it. They've had it for 7 years.
We're old school bikers. Well, you've had the same pair of pants for 13 years and they still look new. Old school. Yeah. You know, I was never like
old
that.
School.
So it was just shorts. Did that to Sturgis.
That's a weird mental image I have of you right now, bike. Like, but you're talking about shorts, and I'm picturing you. I'm picturing you like some OP shorts from back in the 80s. Like you got some OP shorts on.
Oh no, I hung it out good. You remember those? You remember the polyester 2-button Coach's shorts?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, buddy. Wear those.
You did not.
Yeah, I've worn those before. You betcha.
Bubba Sparks has got a video out, and he's dressed up in those. He's got those and like the matching era pullover Coach's shirt on with the big collar and like his ringed socks pull up to his knees. You know, it looks like every stereotypical high school gym coach that you had.
Big 3-inch white belt holding them shorts up.
Yeah. And the shorts were like royal blue.
And 3-color ringed tube socks.
That of course.
Have no match whatsoever to what you're wearing.
But you know what? That gym teacher was the dude. Like we would go out and play softball, and I don't know how I'd get stuck playing first base a lot of times. And if somebody hit that ball, he was always the pitcher. And if somebody hit the ball back to the mound, and he grabbed that ball and he'd stand there for as long as he could, and he would just send a rocket at you to throw him out. And you knew if you like purposely missed it and didn't catch it, you were just going to catch hell from him for the next month.
Right.
So you went ahead and caught it, and God forbid you misjudged a little bit and it hit you in the palm of the hand because you couldn't feel the fingers in your left hand the rest of the fucking day. Sorry, Donnie. There's another one.
Yeah. Thanks, Donnie. 3103. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he was dressed like that, and he had the trucker hat on before they were called trucker hats because they're just what a hat was.
That was a regular hat then. It was brand new.
There wasn't no fucking trucker. There's another one, Donnie. No trucker hat. Like it was just a hat.
Yeah. When did flat bills come in?
I don't. That's weird that you said that because I was like, I started wearing flat bill hats 15 years ago, probably. I know when my daughter was born, and I know that I had a handful of flat bill Rockstar energy drink hats, and she's 12, and I've been wearing them for a hot minute since then. 13 years ago. That was a little weird history lesson on hats.
You know what? Looking back on this, it makes me wonder how correct I am in my thinking.
Why?
That happened.
Well, first off, what is your thinking?
That's got to be a metal militia thing.
I would think they were pretty influential in it for sure.